Hi, I am Raghavendra, a PhD student working with Professor Vijay Natarajan at the Visualization and Graphics Lab, IISc. I'll present our recent work titled Comparative Analysis of Merge Trees Using Local Tree Edit Distance. Let us see the utility of such a comparative analysis. Scalar fields are real-valued functions on 2D or 3D domains like temperature, pressure, electron density as shown in this example, arising from measurements related to scientific phenomenon. They can be static or dynamic. Comparing them is a fundamental step in any meaningful analysis. Since point-wise comparisons are prone to instabilities and are not invariant to transformations like scaling, rotation, we first compute topological structures, which are combinatorial abstractions like graphs and trees. These structures come with proven methods to remove noise via topological simplification, resulting in simplified structures. Then we can compare these simplified structures. In this work, we concentrate on comparing such structures or substructures. Such comparative analysis has resulted in a rich set of tools with variety of applications, but most of these are global in nature, which are insufficient in many scenarios. The two scalar fields here are globally different due to this red highlighted region, but are locally similar due to the highlighted green regions. In contrast to global measures, we need local measure to address such scenarios. Formally, we want to design methods to compare scalar fields locally by comparing topological structures. In this work, we consider a particular structure called merge tree. We define a new measure LMTED to locally compare scalar fields. We want to do this efficient and in a hierarchical fashion. We provide a dynamic programming algorithm and prove that the distance is a metric. We also showcase its utility in many applications. Given a d-dimensional scalar field, isocontours, which are the black curves for a particular iso value of the field, consists of all points in the domain mapped to the iso value. As the value is varied, the isocontours undergo changes in topology such as creation, destruction, merge, and split. Such changes happen respectively at the critical points of the field, which are minima, maxima, and saddles, which can be computed based on the local neighborhoods. A merge tree tracks such events via edges, while the nodes are critical points. A component is created at the highlighted minimum, followed by a new component at the second highlighted minimum. Their combination at the saddle can be treated as the destruction of the newest component, and the two critical points can be paired as the creator and the destroyer. The function value difference between them is defined as the topological persistence. The persistence diagram consists of these pairs represented as points in 2D plane with creation and destruction values as their coordinates. The low persistence pairs, which are nearer to the diagonal, can be treated as noise and they can be simplified. Our proposed distance measure is based on edit distance between rooted unordered trees. There are three edit operations: relabel, insert and delete with associated costs. A sequence of these operations can be applied to go from one tree to the other. The edit distance is given by the minimum cost sequence which achieves this. We consider a variation called the constrained edit distance, which is computable and is more relevant in case of merge trees. We define the edit cost for a pair of nodes P, Q by considering the corresponding features in the positions diagram. The cost of insert and delete is given by the L infinity cost between the features and the diagonal. The relabel cost is given by the minimum of two quantities. One, the L infinity cost between the features in the diagram, and the sum of the delete and insert operations as relabel can be a combination of these two. We introduce a local comparison into our previous work, Global Merge Tree Edit Distance (MTED), by addressing some issues which made MTED insufficient for local comparisons. Firstly, since subtrees like I8 are not merge trees, we introduce dummy nodes like I-10 with small perturbation in function values from their parent nodes. This satisfies the constraint that all subtrees should be merge trees. Secondly, we want to alleviate misleading results due to the global persistence which make contribution of nodes such as I5 same irrespective of the subtree considered by introducing the notion of truncated persistence which is dependent on the particular subtree, thus localizing this contribution. This results in an additional dynamic programming table Here for the subtrees I10 and J7, we highlight the entries in the original and the modified table required to calculate both the global and the local merge tree edit distance. For further details, one can refer to the paper. With this background, we define LMTED as a combination of two costs: the reliable cost incurred by the unpaired nodes of the subtrees and the cost incurred from the entry I, j in the modified dynamic programming table. We highlight the utility of LMTED in two applications: symmetry detection and analyzing the effects of topological compression. In symmetry detection, we use cryo-EM data which captures electron density in biomolecules. Influenza A virus is considered here. We compute the merge trees and compare it with itself, resulting in distance matrix which is shown. We apply some refinements to reduce these comparisons. We pick two submatrices which highlight similar structures in the biomolecules. We are able to capture symmetry at multiple scales. Moving on to the topological compression, we use topological compression by Solar and others to compress the scalar field associated with a cryo-EM data. We compute merge trees for compression thresholds of 0.5%, 1% and 2%, and we consider the 0.5% as the baseline to compare. We compare subtrees whose regions have 100% overlap in the domain. 19 such regions are highlighted by stars which remain unchanged from 0.5% to 1%, while 3 regions remain unchanged from 1% to 2%. We also highlight some regions in a domain which are changed due to the compression and the others which remain the same. Here, the red region remains unchanged while the orange region remain unchanged only till 1% compression. The regions in shades of blue and green changes throughout. Thus, using LMTED, we can keep track of the effects of compression in a hierarchical fashion and identify regions which are affected by compression. To conclude, we present LMTED for local comparison of merge trees across multiple scales with an efficient algorithm. We prove that it is a metric, and we also provide a lot of applications. In future, we want to design such measures for other topological structures and analyze more theoretical properties. Thank you. I am open for questions.